Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the news first team, I'm Divisavia. Let's start off with a look at the headlines.
Historic Mihintale Poson Perihara to parade the streets tonight. Marine Environment Protection Authority appoints 2 President's Councils to assist Attorney General's Department in Express Pearl claim. Thunder showers to be expected across several provinces. Price of a gold ounce drops by 12,000 rupees. Sri Lanka take on Afghanistan in first ODI in Hambantota.
Fuel queues emerged again close to many filling stations across the country. Sri Lanka's Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekar has requested the public not to panic on fuel shortages. He said on Twitter that the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation and Lanka IOC have adequate fuel stocks.
Some filling stations in the Badulla town were closed this morning without fuel, and long queues were at the filling stations which had opened. Long queues were seen in some filling stations in Mathura this morning. Meanwhile, civil organizations expressed views on how to provide fuel to the people at a lower cost. If we don't have a knife at home, we will ask our neighbor who has a knife. Oil is brought to Sri Lanka from Singapore through deals. Sri Lanka does not import fuel from OPEC countries that have oil. That is because they will lose their commissions. Speak diplomatically. Although Russia tried to give oil for low rates, no one agreed to purchase it. Stop obtaining commissions and reduce prices according to the fuel pricing formula to provide relief to the consumers.
Venerable Dr. Omal Pesobitathero says the government has not yet given solar panels to any religious place of worship. He said this while addressing a press conference held in Ambilipitiya yesterday.
මේ රටේ ජනතාවට උසුලා දරාගත නොහැකි ආකාරයෙන් විදුලිය බිල වැඩි කළාට පස්සේ
After electricity tariffs were increased to unbearable rates, a strong opposition arose. The president lied to stop the protests and protect his minister. The lie was that solar panels will be installed at religious places to reduce electricity tariffs using aid from India. However, it has not been done anywhere so far. People might think that the monks and religious places got what they wanted because the government promised to install solar panels. However, that is a lie.
ආගමික ආයතන වැඩේ කෙරුණා. මොකද ආගමික ආයතන වලට ආණ්ඩුවෙන් දැන් සූර්ය පැනල් දෙනවනේ. ඇත්තෙන්ම ඒක බොරුවක්.
The Department of Meteorology says showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa and southern provinces. Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters are likely at some places in Ratnapura, Gaul, Mathura and Kaluthara districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the northwestern province. Showers or thunder showers will occur in the central, Uva and eastern provinces during the evening or night. Strong winds of about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the island. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. The National Dengue Control Unit said it would increase mosquito prevention programs in districts where dengue cases are surging. Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Nalin Ariyaratne, said special teams have been deployed to those areas. Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Nalin Ariyaratne, said that as a result of the mosquito control program carried out in recent weeks, the number of patients reported from certain areas has dropped. Sri Lanka has recorded 39,409 dengue cases so far in 2023. Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Nalin Ariyaratne, said 2 hours on Friday will be dedicated for clean-up operations. Sri Lanka's Marine Environment Protection Authority has appointed 2 President's Council to assist the Attorney General's Department in the case filed in Singapore to secure compensation for the damages caused to the Sea of Sri Lanka from the Express Pearl maritime disaster. Chairman of the Marine Environment Protection Authority, Attorney Asela Rakava, said that President's Counsel Ronald Perihara and President's Counsel Chandaka Jayasundara were appointed, and the Attorney General's Department was informed about the appointments. He said MIPA would extend its support to the Attorney General's Department via the two Presidents' Council. Sri Lanka had filed a case with the court in Singapore to secure a compensation claim for the damages caused to the Sea of Sri Lanka from the Express Pearl maritime disaster. Sri Lanka will launch a nationwide survey to assess the nutrition levels of children below the age of 5, and it will take place in line with the National Nutrition Month. Dr. Chitramali De Silva, director at the Family Health Bureau under the Ministry of Health, said that the height, weight and thinness of the children will be taken into account in the survey. She said that the family health personnel will be assigned to conduct the survey. A survey in 2022 revealed that 15.3% of children below the age of 5 were underweight. In addition, a separate survey will take place to assess the nutrition levels of school children as well. In more local news, Kenji Okamura, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, said that Sri Lanka's economic recovery remains challenging. Kenji Okamura, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, said as Sri Lanka navigates its way through the economic crisis, it remains imperative to protect the poor and the most vulnerable that have been disproportionately affected by the crisis. He said that the economic reform program aims to achieve macroeconomic stabilization, restore debt sustainability, safeguard financial stability, strengthen governance and protect the vulnerable. He added that Sri Lanka's economy is showing tentative signs of improvement, in part due to the implementation of critical policy actions, but the economic recovery remains challenging. Kenji Okamura, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, said it is essential to continue the reform momentum under strong ownership by both the authorities and the Sri Lankan people. He noted that continued open dialogue with the creditors will help to reach restructuring agreements to restore debt sustainability in line with the program targets.
News first with the people.
In other local news, the historic Poson Maha Perihara, which is widely regarded as the first Perihara in Sri Lanka, will parade the streets tonight, centering Mihinthale. The Poson Maha Perihara, which was first paraded during the reign of King Uttiya, is an iconic cultural event in Sri Lanka. Chief incumbent of the Mihinthale Raja Mahavihara, Venerable Dr. Balava Hanguna Bave Dhammaratana Thero, requests the general public to wear suitable attire when viewing the Perihara. Anuradhapura District Secretary Janaka Jayasundara says many devotees are arriving in Anuradhapura from various provinces. He added a special transportation service will be implemented for devotees coming from other provinces. Sri Lanka Transport Board says a special bus service will be in effect for Poson Poya Day. Its Deputy General Manager Panduka Swarnahansa says special transport services will be operational from Anuradhapura. Railway Deputy General Manager M. Jayanthi Polage says 12 special train journeys will be operational between Anuradhapura and Colombo. Meanwhile, passengers who were scheduled to visit Anuradhapura for the Poson Festival at the Fort Railway Station were inconvenienced this morning. The Divisavia Poson zone will commence on Saturday, centering the Magasthota Sri Senanandarama Vihara in Nuwara. Those visiting the Divisavia Poson zone, which go on for 3 days, will receive the opportunity to pay reverence to the Saravana relics that will be moved from the Sri Paramananda Vihara in Gaul. In addition, a lantern festival, devotional song performances will also take place at the event. Shraddha Abhivandana Atkanda Poson Mangalya 2023 will commence at the Atkanda Raja Mahavihara in Kurunegala on Saturday. Devotees attending the event will be able to pay reverence to the sacred relics and also witness Poson events. The Rice Research and Development Institute in Batalagoda said that 4 different types of worms are causing extensive damage to the country's paddy crops.
Director of the Rice Research and Development Institute in Batalegoda, Dr. Jayantha Senanayaka, told News First that reports of worms damaging rice crops are being reported from various parts of the country.
Farmers' organizations allege that they are not able to purchase urea at the prices stated by the government.
It is time to use Bandi fertilizer for crops in Anuradhapura that were harvested 1.5 months ago for the 2023 Yala season. The fertilizer prices suddenly increased. It is now 11,500 rupees or 12,000 rupees. When the government told private traders to provide fertilizer to these organizations, it is the government's responsibility to regulate the prices. Is the Agriculture Minister and the government asleep? What is the use of the voucher? The government minister holds media briefings and makes various claims. It has been 38 days since I cultivated, but I don't have urea to mix for Bandi fertilizer. The urea that was promised for 10,000 rupees has to be purchased for 11,500 or 11,750 rupees today. What happened to the 184 kilogram of urea fertilizer promised to farmers? Why was it suspended and traders given an opportunity to earn money?
We Sri Lankans are facing many challenges at present. Despite our situation, we as Sri Lankans can come out of this situation stronger than before and be an example to the world. We can conquer these adversities. Sri Lanka is a nation that has overcome countless obstacles throughout history. Let's work together to build a better country for your future, my future, and the future of generations to come.
Gammadda, for the people, by the people,
The United People's Freedom Alliance expressed views regarding supporting the president at a press conference convened yesterday.
The opposition has fulfilled its responsibility. If the president truly wants the support of all parties in its truest meaning, it should be a national government. It's different if it is to protect the government or his post. But if he wants, he can talk to all parties and get the support for important matters like this. I don't think anyone will oppose that. But we will have to oppose some matters that we don't agree on.
සමහර කරුණු සහ සමහර ක්‍රියාවන් කෙරෙහි එකඟ වෙන්න බැරි තැන් වලදී විරුද්ධ වෙන්න වෙනවා.
Crime Watch is next with details of a murder in Kakirava.
Crime Watch.
A woman was killed inside a house in Sekkupitiya, Kakirava. Sri Lanka police said that the woman was found dead on the bed inside the house. Police also said that bloodstains were also witnessed close to the body. The deceased was identified as the 35-year-old woman, and the Kakirava police is conducting further investigations.
Crime Watch.
In other news, the Sri Lanka Gem and Jewellery Association said that within a month, the price of an ounce of gold in Sri Lanka dropped by 12,000 rupees. Secretary of the Sri Lanka Gem and Jewellery Association, Ratnaraja Saravanan, said the price drop was a result of the strengthening of the rupee against the US dollar. The price of a 24-carat gold ounce dropped from 172,000 to 160,000 rupees. The price of a 22-carat gold ounce dropped from 168,000 to 155,000 rupees. The LOLC Divisavia program that aims to support the education of Sri Lankan children continued in the Munaragala district on Friday. The LOLC Divisavia program delivers school books and stationery to the most impoverished students in the country. This worthy initiative is a collaboration between the LOLC group and the Ministry of Education. The LOLC Divisavia program took place at the Bibil Education Zone in the Munaragala district. School books and stationery items were delivered among the students at Kotagama Primary Vidyalaya, Uraula Primary Vidyalaya, Gonatalawa Primary Vidyalaya, Polgahapitiya Primary Vidyalaya, Alugalge Primary Vidyalaya and several other schools. US President Joe Biden has tripped and fallen while handing out diplomas at a graduation ceremony for the US Air Force Academy in Colorado. Biden, who is the nation's oldest serving president at 80, was helped back up to his feet and appeared to be unhurt.
US President Joe Biden tripped on a sandbag and fell as he completed handing out diplomas at the US Air Force Academy commencement in Colorado on Thursday. Biden appeared fine afterward, walking without assistance to his seat in the stands. He was seen smiling and jogging toward his vehicle at the ceremony's conclusion. The White House said the president was fine after the fall, and he later joked about it, yelling, "I got sandbagged," to reporters after stepping off Marine One Thursday evening.
The US Congress has approved a deal to lift the country's borrowing limit days before the world's largest economy is due to default on its debt.
The bipartisan measure sped through the Senate by a vote of 63 to 36 a day after it cleared the US House of Representatives. President Joe Biden has said he will enact the measure into law. His signature on the bill will spare the US from a catastrophic default on its $31.4 trillion debt. The country is forecast to overshoot its current debt ceiling on Monday, the 5th of June. In Thursday night's session, the bill passed with support from 44 Democrats and 17 Republicans, plus 2 independents. 60 votes were required to approve the measure in a 100-seat chamber that Democrats only narrowly control. 31 Republicans were opposed, including a member of the party's leadership in the chamber. Among the 4 Democrats who voted against were left-wing Senators Bernie Sanders, John Fetterman, and Elizabeth Warren. Senators first proposed 11 amendments to the debt ceiling bill, but they were all rejected in quick order, paving the way for a final vote. If a single one of the amendments had passed, the whole bill would have been sent back to the House, leaving little time to ensure final passage of the measure before the US fell off a fiscal cliff.
The first ODI between Sri Lanka and Afghanistan got underway in Hambantota on Friday. Afghanistan won the toss and opted to bat first. Matisha Patirana and Dushan Hemanta made their ODI debut today. Afghanistan struck early, dismissing Dimuth Karunaratne for just 4 runs in the 3rd over. Kusal Mendis was sent back 11 runs when the score was on 38.
Toss a little bit earlier.
Angelo Matthews was the next to fall for 12 runs. Opener Pathum Nissanka, who posted 38 runs, fell in the 20th over as Sri Lanka's 4th wicket. Sri Lanka were 144 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 31 overs. That's a wrap of the lunchtime news. Join us again at 9 p.m. for primetime news on TV1.